It's been a hot minute since I've done a zodiac reflection. I've missed it. I wanted to completely change how I was going about it. I don't want to delete any of my prior videos just because they were part of my learning process of getting to know astrology and how I wanted to even relay the reflections I had. It was a much needed break. It's always fun to find something very niche and for you. For example, my whole zodiac astrology reflection goes based on my Libra rising. Anyone else who carries a Libra rising can have some kind of resonance with my experience at the time as when it's happening. However, this is across the board as well. When I do talk about these zodiac signs, they are based in that archetype's energy. For example, today we're gonna go in about my reflection about Libra season. Anyone who carries Libra energy, maybe if any of the notes resonate, if you have any things you wanna say, any experiences that happened with you, please feel free to leave it below. Or even if none of it correlated based on the astrology, like say you're not a Libra rising and you have no Libra in your chart, but some experiences that I went through this past month also resonated with you. If that's the case as well, drop it below. Jump into what the Libra energy was and how I try to embody it, Libra related themes that happened with me. Some notes that I wrote for Libra season. The archetype is within the lover, the artist, the peacemaker. Libra teaches serenity, not having your equilibrium embedded at all. It's to be found. Where lead meets gold, birth meets death. Attainment of unbreakable harmony. Nothing is ever too black and white when it comes to a Libra energy, unless it's about what's right or wrong. Because Libra energy focuses a lot on justice, subjective, objective of what's right and wrong. But when you talk about morality and ethics, that would kind of be the fine line of the right or wrongness. Peace is sustained through constant effort. Libra energy is used to being the peacemaker, balancing out social environments and the outside world around them. It makes the internal feel imbalanced. But despite it all, it's to be calm and utterly vulnerable anyway. Libra energy beautifies the environment. In forming these deep harmonious bonds, it is met with a lot of compromise. Quick story time. I recently finished a trip in Calgary where I stayed with a childhood friend and she's a Libra stellium. When I say Libra energy was being reflected to me heavily during the weeks that I was staying with her, it was how to balance myself in connections. She is the first person in a very long time who I actually shared my love life with. I'm very private about that usually, especially as it's happening. In the past, whenever I talked about my love life, there was a lot of interference, talk behind my back. My head would be filled with a lot of doubt. Didn't come from a place where I felt like my friends at the time were caring about me. From a lot of past wounds, it just made me very closed off to the idea that friends need to be involved with how I go about my love life. With her being the first person to share it, and one of the things I heard also from her in a long time was, that person doesn't deserve you. You genuinely deserve better. You are this kind of person. Sometimes opposites do work, or maybe sometimes it doesn't always have to be a full compatibility scale. She did help me see that I was trying to make myself fit in a place that was a lot more different from me. Me just being such a lover girl, I just think I can make anything work with a lot of people. It was really nice to have her. Can you see yourself more clearly in this situation rather than trying to keep the peace with other people? She didn't say it in that way, but I'm paraphrasing what she has said to me. Now, this is going to be the section for Libra risings or anyone else with Libra in their first house. Notes that I wrote for us is that we are natural born socialites, diplomats, and peacemakers. We have a gracious and charming demeanor. We like to be liked. Have friends. The first house is the area of where your destiny is unfolding, your sense of self, your physical body, and your approach to the outside world. A huge significant event that happened during this month was me taking a risk on myself, seeing how I would handle it through a one-way ticket to Calgary. If that trip showed me anything, it was clarity in connections, reminding myself of who I am, my strengths, and my worth. I was actually tested about a romantic relationship in the end, and literally right before Libra season ended, that connection had come to a close. We were really going in different directions in life, and that's nothing, you know, against each other at all. And we did end this connection very mutually with a lot of respect for each other, and I'm glad for that. But I can say before it ended, romantically, I felt this like deep attachment where I felt like I was kind of losing myself a little bit towards the end. To take on full accountability, I think I was projecting them being that person for me. That is actually very scary because the dinging is from this person that I'm talking about right now. Feels more friendly, which I think our connection was meant to become. That's just part of the relationship lessons in this, isn't it? Libra is also in my Chiron North Node. Chiron highlights wounds, deep core wounds. For it being Libra, for me, I have a lot of wounds when it comes to relationships and my self-worth in them. Coming from a much more balanced place within myself where I'm not trying to seek approval or love or care or companionship. I can feel my self-worth rising. This is gonna lead more into Scorpio season, being in my second house. After that 6-year relationship was when I knew going into back-to-back relationships weren't for me. After my most recent ex and I parted, I haven't dated anyone since, and it's been almost 4 years. In November, it'll be 4 years of me being single. During this time of being single, I can't say I was that person who just focused on her work, focused on herself the whole time. Unfortunately, no. There was a lot of yearning to be in connections. Whenever I would be in these passing connections, I would always hope that person was the next person I would be with. Emotional investment towards other people. And maybe it was up until really recently where I was like, you know what, I want to take dating a lot more lighthearted. I don't want to be in like fast commitments. I just want to see how people are with me before putting on a title. And it was literally only this year that I decided to do that. Spill some slight tea on myself, but not on these people at all. I have seen romantically 2 people this year, and with them both not working out, it just reflected back to me the type of person I want as my partner more clearly. I've learned to not take these connections not working out as self-rejection so deeply like I used to. It's a lot of reflection towards the kind of relationships I want in my life, and I'm really glad that when I did stay with my friend, she is with someone who loves her. And you know, whoa, I'm about to get teary. I think it's just been a while since I've seen a couple in person and close to me. Didn't sense any toxicity. Not to say I seek that out when I meet couples or anything, but you can kind of feel it. A couple is toxic. You can feel it. It's been so long since I didn't feel that. When I saw it with my friend and her partner, it just felt so motivating, inspiring to watch how they operated. Oh my God. Damn, it's been so long for me since I felt someone wanted to be my partner and someone wanted to build with me. Last time I felt that was with my 6-year relationship. Anyways, back to the Libra energy. Also being around my Libra friend. With her just being herself, she reflected back to me my level of emotional avoidance. We were journaling together, and I love this. I've never actually journaled with someone before. We've journaled trying to watch something before. I did that again. I put the TV on and I was expecting us to journal with the TV on in the background. But then she asked me, she's like, can I actually turn that off? And we could just listen to music. I felt freaking awkward. Like, that feels so intimate. We weren't even gonna talk to each other much during the journaling. And it was just the fact that music felt more quiet than the TV. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm using the TV as a distraction because this feels too vulnerable for me. Sat with that for almost the rest of that night. Wow. I'm still kind of avoidant with my own emotions in some way. Creating and following a self-help program for myself using tarot. Very interesting. I'm still actually in the process of it. I'm on day 9 and I think I'm gonna officially do it for 2 weeks full. I think the main purpose of that is to feel like I'm following some kind of direction. And while I have felt inspiration from other life coaches and wanting to do their program, I couldn't keep myself in this state of waiting. It did feel like I was already heading in a direction, but there was just a lot of key points I was missing in a way. Called this program the King of Wands Leadership Program, where I'm basically learning how to be the leader of my own life again. I think it's going to be super helpful. I actually see how this could be beneficial for others too. There was a moment where I tried being under someone's guidance of a coach in 2022. I'm really grateful for her. Her name's Shayla. She helped me a lot during the time when we did talk for the few sessions that we did have. And in that, she was kind of motivating me to be my own coach for others. I want to help people come into their confidence. And this was at a time where I didn't even fully come into my own confidence yet. The idea really didn't take off. Yeah, I don't want to really be a life coach. I don't know how I can be that for other people when I can barely coach myself. There was a lot of things that reflected how much I value the energy of coaching this year. The way that they would approach getting me through my head and my emotions helped me a lot. Brought me back to junior high when I was in a lot of sports teams. I value being part of sports teams so much because of the coaches I had. Carrying that energy of how helpful it is, I think I'm actually starting to see how I can be like that again. When I have filmed myself working out, the way that I can keep myself smiling and laughing, like when I'm following a Chloe Ting workout and she has like, you know, back-to-back things that we're doing and I'm filming myself laughing and I'm just making a joke. The camera's my audience and I'm like, guys, don't worry, let's keep on going. And we're sweating, we're tired, but I could keep that high energy. Okay, if I physically can do that, why wouldn't I be able to emotionally do that? Watching myself do this program on myself is very boosting for my self-esteem. It's really showing even more direction with what I'm capable of doing. If any of those kind of themes or happenings resonated with you, please let me know. I would love to hear if we're relating in our journeys at this point in time. It's always nice to feel like you're not alone in anything. I also like to note the full moon that's happening within the zodiac month. There are a lot of highlights that come up. A lot of the themes that follow the astrology come up. When you do see your life in a way of like pieces of a pie to highlight, heal, love on, let go of, easier than feeling like your whole self needs an identity switch of some sorts. When you think of your whole self as a problem of something to fix, it's just overwhelming. Then you might not want to do it, or you might feel like you have too much baggage to even like do anything about. When you do like little by little in certain areas, it's very helpful. How I said that this Libra season highlighted my first house, and did. I'm sure it probably highlighted other areas and things too, but when you're able to like focus on certain areas, you're able to see things more clearly. That's how I've been going through the past 3 years through each zodiac sign. Something about Libra risings is that we actually have each of the zodiac signs in each of the houses. If we follow the astrology months as they do, each house is going to be highlighted for us. That's how I'm able to learn about the astrology signs as they happen and how they happen for me. If you have any other rising signs and say not all of the zodiac signs show up in each of the houses. We can have a conversation and I might be able to help you through how to navigate each month instead. And I would love to. Please drop below what your zodiac rising is. I'll try to help you out with what area was being highlighted that month for you and going forward if you would like. If you see this at any time, even if you see this a year later, still drop it below because I will get to you. I will. The full moon, going back to that, was the Aries Hunter moon. Aries for Libra risings is in our 7th house. That is the house of relationships, relationship with yourself, relationship with your higher self and ego, relationship with others. This is the area of commitments. And because it also means partnerships in all ways, it can also mean your public enemies. Something, that little blip that full moon showed me, I do fire releases every full moon. I'm gonna tell you everything that I released that was significant for this Aries full moon. That was in alignment with Aries energy, Libra energy, and my 1st house. I release Abbotsford with love, holding myself back, indecision of direction, limitations of living alone, attachments to that romantic relationship. I release giving up on myself, associating abandonment with success, money blockages, my family with love. I release overstaying my welcome, having control during the unknown, coasting and apathy. I release prioritizing others before myself. That was a strong highlight of the month. Wishing that this reflection did something for you, whether that was to inspire yourself to reflect with astrology or reflect in general. If this was just a nice cozy video where you're just listening to me yap, thank you for making it to the end. These astrology reflections actually mean so much to me, and I can tell because of how much I keep feeling called to do them. Even when I was taking a break from all the astrology reflection, every month that passed, I was like, I really wish I knew how to just do this. But I think how I did it in the past was very, it was a lot. With the way I was editing it and the way that I was trying to keep up with a certain structure that didn't feel natural anymore. It did come from a place where it felt like the reflection was only for me. I'm hoping that with me even speaking on the zodiac energies and the archetypes at the beginning, it can feel like more people are welcome into the conversation. I also have said in the past, and I do mean it now, that the best way to even know who I am is through these astrology videos, this series here, because I actually do talk about what happened in my life. Not to say I don't do that in my vlogs, but I feel like my vlogs showing the things I'm doing and my experience as they're happening then on a more reflective piece, getting to know my inner world, it would be this series for sure. Cheers to you for making it this far. Just know it meant so much for me that you did that. The Libra season was a really nice, balancing, harmonious, peaceful time for me. I'm so glad I got to spend most of it with my friend. She really reminded me that it's time to take romantic relationships off the pedestal. They're not the only relationships I need to prioritize or heavily invest in. That friendships can also bring as much fulfilling love and care as romantic ones do. My friend really set the standard and bar for the bare minimum of what I want. Not to say she's bare minimum, I'm really not saying that, but I'm saying how she treated me. I'm like, fuck, you elevated my bare minimum. I was okay with this, but you're showing me this. So now I want to raise my bare minimum here. That is what I meant. Thank you for making it to the end. I'm so excited to bring this series back. It already feels energetically sustainable. Keep the edits pretty light. I went a little bit crazy last time. Happy birthday, Libra friends. I hope it was a good one for you as well. Bye, y'all.